Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome to our special coverage for the parliamentary elections taking place in Egypt, the second phase of the parliamentary elections and the second day of the voting process. Polls actually opened in several electoral districts across Egypt yesterday morning to kick off the voting in the second phase of Egypt's House of Representatives election. The second phase of the parliamentary elections covers 13 governorates, which are Cairo, Al-Qalyubiyya, Daqqahliya, Minufiyya, Al-Gharbiyya, Kafr al-Sheikh, Al-Sharqiyya, Damietta, Port Said, Ismailia, Suez, North Sinai and South Sinai. Around 9,468 polling stations opened their doors for voting on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Cairo local time. Around 31 million Egyptians are eligible to cast their ballots in the second phase of the representatives elections. Our dear viewers, to shed more light about the voting process in the second phase and the second day of the voting for the House of Representatives, we are joined by our correspondent from Shoubra, Basma Taha. Good afternoon to you, Basma.
Hi, Maisti, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed, I can hear you. Can you update us about the voting process in the second day in Shoubra, Basma?
Yes, Mahisti, today, as we know, is the second day of the 2020 parliamentary elections second phase. The scene today is very similar to yesterday, as voting started today at exactly 9 a.m. It took between 1 or 2 minutes for each citizen to cast his or her vote and to end the whole voting process. Everything is going smoothly and everything is well organized. At the beginning of the day, Cairo Governor General Khalid Abdel made a tour at the different voting stations in Cairo Governorate, and he said that there is coordination between Cairo Governorate as well as all the concerned ministries and bodies in order to facilitate everything to the citizens. And he also said there is a control room at the headquarters of Cairo Governorate in order to follow up the latest developments concerning the voting process. He also called upon all the citizens of Cairo Governorate to go to the voting stations to cast their votes, saying that it is a national duty and that they have to have a voice. Cairo Governorate is taking a number of measures in order to avoid the spread of COVID-19 coronavirus. For instance, wearing masks is obligatory. All the voting stations, all the committees, all the subcommittees, they are all sterilized, and they will be sterilized again today after the end of the voting process. In Cairo Governorate, there are 9 committees and 1,431 subcommittees. They are all sterilized yesterday and today. A mood of festivities dominating the whole scene here in Shoubra. As you can see behind me, there are heavy anti-security measures taken in order to secure the voting stations as well as all the surrounding areas and also all the vital institutions. There is also coordination between Cairo Governorate as well as the Ministry of Interior in order to secure the voting stations and also in order to facilitate everything to the citizens, especially the elderly, and also to persons with special needs, different segments of society, different age brackets. They are all keen to come and cast their votes, believing that their voices will count, and also believing that their decisions will lead to a better and also a flourishing future in the country. Mahisti, Egyptian women have always been making history. They have been always playing a great and vital role in the society in the different elections that I covered. Also, I would like to say that I conducted an exclusive interview with an international observer from France, and he indeed hailed the voting process so far, and he also hailed the efforts exerted by the armed forces in order to facilitate everything to the citizens. The whole scene indeed reflects a very beautiful and also a very civilized image of Egypt to the entire world. Mahisti?
Yes, indeed. Basma, what about the participation of youth, Basma? Were there many youth participating in the voting process today and yesterday? yes, I do believe that we are having some technical problem connecting with our correspondent Basma Taha. But Basma Taha, our correspondent from Shoubra, thank you very much for your precious update, and we'll be back to you throughout the day till the closing of the polling stations today at 9 p.m. Cairo local time. Our dear viewers, around 31 million Egyptians are eligible to cast their ballots in the second phase. Some 2,083 candidates are competing for 70 individual seats, while 284 candidates are competing under the KIST system in 2 districts. More details about the representatives elections, the House of Representatives election in the following story.
The head of the National Election Authority, Lashin Ibrahim, said that Egyptian voters are casting their ballots in an orderly manner on Saturday, as the second phase of the House of Representatives elections take place on Saturday and Sunday. Ibrahim said polling stations opened at 9 a.m. to receive voters who adhered to the coronavirus preventive measures, including wearing face masks. Earlier on Saturday, polls opened in several electoral districts across Egypt to kick off voting in the second phase of Egypt's House of Representatives elections. And around 9,468 polling stations opened their doors for voting on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.